The council, please come to order. Begin with opening prayer led by Alderman Joe DeLucia, please. Oh, I apologize. Alderman Bettencourt, please, with the prayer.
Almighty God, we ask for your blessing upon the members of this council as we assemble here in this chamber to conduct the ongoing business of our city. With your guidance, we will strive to ensure that all our decisions are for the common good, and your inspiration will instill respect, compassion, and thoughtfulness in all our deliberations. Give us the strength and wisdom to lead by example as the people's representatives, and that peace and harmony will mark all our proceedings, and keep us faithful to the trust placed in us by the citizens of your community. Amen.
Amen.
Alderman DeLucia, please, for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. This time I ask for an adoption of the minutes of January 4th and 19th, 2021, please. Is there such a motion? Alderwoman Gould, is there a second? Alderwoman Miles. Is there discussion on the motion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Bettencourt?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. At this time, I would ask for a motion for suspension of our rules to add an additional resolution, which will be Resolution 8 to our agenda. Is there such a motion? Alderman Wilson, seconded by Alderwoman Gould. Roll call, please.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Bettencourt?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. I'm going to, yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Petitions and communication.
No, Resolution 8,
Oh, you want me to read it?
please. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Whereas Donna Greminger instituted a lawsuit against the city of Norwich alleging violations of Connecticut General Statute 46 small a 60 small b 1, 46A 60 small a 10, 46A 60 small b 7, large F, large G, large K, 46A 60 small a 4, and violation of Title 7, which action is pending in the United States District Court for the District of Connecticut, where it is assigned case number 3-19 CV 01114 CSH. And whereas Donna Greminger and the City of Norwich have reached an agreement with respect to a resolution of this litigation and Donna Greminger's separation of employment with the City of Norwich, including a payment to Donna Greminger for the claims relative to her employment and separation from employment, and a dismissal with prejudice or similar disposition of the pending litigation, and whereas Donna Greminger and the City of Norwich wish to enter into a settlement agreement, release, covenant not to sue, in connection with her employment and separation from employment. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Norwich that City Manager John Solomon here and hereby is authorized and directed to enter into a settlement agreement, release, and consent not to sue with Donna Greminger on terms, conditions which are satisfactory to him and Corporation Counsel and Attorney David Mastersky, Litigation Counsel, in connection with the matter. And be it further resolved by the Council of the City of Norwich that a sum of $25,000 be appropriated from the contingency account 1050005860 to be paid as directed by her attorney as part of the consideration to be paid to Donna Greminger.
Thank you. At this time, I would ask for a motion for adding Resolution 8 relative to a separation of employment of a city employee. Motion by Alderwoman Gould, second Alderwoman Miles. Is there discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Bettencourt?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Thank you. Motion passes to add to the agenda 6-0. At this time, I let the record to note that Alderman Nash will not be here this evening. Extended work employment issues arose. Thank you.
Petition and communication, number 1, communication from Appointment Reappointment Committee.
Alderman Wilson, making a motion?
Yes.
Thank you. Is there a second? Alderwoman Miles. Discussion on the motion to accept such? Seeing none? I'm sorry, Alderman DeLucia.
I just want to say thank you to the committee for making time to take this up.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Alderman Bettencourt.
Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. Just
Thank you.
saying.
Nice. Could we have a roll call, please?
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Bettencourt?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Number 2, communication from Kevin Satani resigning from the Community Development Advisory Committee.
Thank you. Motion, Alderman Wilson. Second, Alderwoman Miles, to receive. Is there discussion?
Nothing.
Yes, Alderman DeLucia.
We'd just like to say that Kevin still serves on our Board of Education. He's served in many roles. We appreciate the fact that he just has too many irons in the fire, and I thank him for his service.
Thank you, sir. Well said. Further discussion? Seeing none, roll
Alderman-
call, please.
Sir, Alderman DeLucia?
Yes?
Alderman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Pro Tem Bettencourt?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Communication from Kevin Satani resigning from the Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
Thank you. Motion by Alderman Wilson. Second, Alderwoman Miles. Is there discussion? Alderman Wilson?
Again, just kind of echoing what Alderman DeLucia said, thanking Mr. Kevin Satani for his service on both of these committees. You know, he also does serve on our Board of Education as the vice chair, so of course he does have a very busy schedule, but I appreciate someone as young as him being as busy and committed to this community, and both of these committees have impact on a great amount of our community. So definitely appreciate his time and service on these committees, and I know he's doing great work in some of his other roles, so thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes?
Alderwoman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Bettencourt?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Annual report from the the Commission from Persons with Disabilities.
Motion, please, bring this to receive it. Thank you, Alderwoman Gould. Second, Alderwoman Miles. Is there discussion? Yes, Alderman Wilson.
Having siblings with disabilities, I definitely appreciate the work that this commission does to put the needs of this community, the individuals with disabilities in our community first, but also bringing awareness to many of the challenges they face and being an advocate and a voice for them. I definitely thank them for the work that they do in producing such an important report and information, not only for us here on the council, but also for the community, so that we can continue to develop and become a better community. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there further discussion? Alderman DeLucia.
So the report raises a question for me, and I know that we don't have Ms. Sherman here, and maybe this would be better asked of the city manager when he makes his report, but I'm concerned in the first paragraph regarding virtual meeting requests unable to be filled, because it raises a bigger issue for me that what are the rest of our boards and commissions that don't have a member of the council as the chair or as a leader of that commission? How are they managing to get their meetings done? And I can reserve that question for when Mr. Salamone gives his report.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet. Okay. At this time, roll call, please.
Alderman
Receive.
DeLucia. Alderman DeLucia.
Yes?
Alderwoman Miles.
Yes.
Alderman Wilson.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gold.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Bettencourt.
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom.
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
City manager report.
It was on.
John, are you still there?
Couldn't find the mute button.
That's okay. Thank you. Go forward.
Okay, here we are. Okay. This is the city manager's report for February 1st, 2021. Meetings attended via conference call or video with Governor Lamont updates, state representatives and legislators, Southeastern Council of Governments, Southeastern Area Transit, Connecticut Conference of Municipalities, Connecticut Interlocal Risk Management Agencies, NPU City Coordination Meeting, NCDC Board Meeting, Region 4 Emergency Support Plan, Department of Health COVID-19 updates, City Department Head Meeting, Connecticut City Managers Association, and NCDC Director Search Committee. Prior negotiations are also underway. The 2021-22 budget process has begun, and Controller Josh Cartier has forwarded preliminary budget information to departments. Questions have been answered via phone and email due to COVID restrictions. The budget process may be the same as last year unless the governor lifts restrictions. Mike Wallach, Rose City Senior Center Manager, has registered over 50 seniors for COVID-19 vaccinations. He also participated with Norwich Adult and Family Services and staff excuse me, from the Norwich Public Schools to register people who in turn helped about 100 seniors 75 plus to sign up. This has been an incredible collaborative effort here in Norwich along with the Uncas Health District. Ray Allen Bergman from Norwich Youth and Family Services continues to work with the Norwich Prevention Council, held a Parents in Prevention webinar, which has been posted on the Norwich Prevention Council Facebook page and Norwich Youth and Family Services YouTube channel. The NYFS also continues to partner with the Norwich Police Department for the Joining Forces Program and Juvenile Review Board to continue the city's prevention efforts for our youth. The Recreation Department continues to run the hybrid school year program at 2 locations. This program allows school-age youth a place to have supervision and then recreation while completing their online schoolwork. Both sites have been quite busy and plan to continue into the spring. My assistant, Jackie Barbarossa, participated in a Zoom meeting with the Norwich Events Organization for their upcoming events since the St. Patrick's Day Parade cannot be held safely in the downtown at this point. The city's lockbox taxes for January installment were 1,232 payments, totaling over $4,100,000, and payments at Norwich People's Bank branches increased by 7% for a total of 544 payments and 949,839 in collections. And that completes my report for this evening.
Thank you, John. Alderman DeLucia had a question previously, so I'll turn the floor back to him.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. John, we received a report from the chairman of the Commission for People with Disabilities, and in her report, she cited her inability to schedule Zoom meetings or virtual meetings through the city for that commission. And I'm just wondering, what are we doing to facilitate those meetings? I know that the council subcommittee meetings we've been able to work out, but I'm a little concerned now about all the other boards and commissions that might be wanting to have meetings or trying to have meetings and finding it difficult to bring the technology online.
Most boards and commissions have been able to meet. Jackie Barbarossa does coordinate that if there's a question. We do have a permanent Zoom account, which gives us unlimited amount of discussion and airtime. The only item that would restrict that is you can't do 2 Zoom meetings at once. So if there's 2 board or commission meetings simultaneously, we would have an issue. We also can use our turbo communication system where that's by phone communication, and we've done that successfully with some. I am not acquainted with the situation with her on this. We certainly will work with her to get the proper platform. Other boards have been successful, so I'll take a look at this, Joe, and let you know what's going on with that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Alderman Bettencourt.
John, regarding that, I was under the impression that the city had 2 Zoom accounts. Is it only 1?
Well, there's one, plus there's a WebEx one with NPU that we use also. When they're not using it, they also have a Zoom account. So there's about three floating around at any one time. So the key is to coordinate them so there is individual meetings are not overlapping.
So basically, though, there's only one that we really have access to and use.
Yes, I mean that we control ourselves.
Okay. Well, NPU.
NPU has a Zoom, they have the WebEx. The turbo number that we use, even for this, I think is owned by NPU itself. Right. So there are multiple ways, but we clearly can do a better job sharing that information based on that report.
I certainly welcome her.
Go ahead.
I think part of the
Mr.
problem
Mayor,
is what...
I certainly welcome her calling as soon as possible our office, and we'll get her back on schedule.
With Zoom, I mean, we, like Alderman DeLucia and myself, we set up our own meetings and stuff like that. We can do that, but not everybody can. The Turbo Bridge requires staff at City Hall to be working. So that, I think that's, all part of the problem here. So.
Well, usually or not usually, but many times the recording secretary is versed in the process and can help out because the recording secretary is used quite a bit in various different meetings. So we'll get it straightened out. I wasn't aware that of the problems with the Disabilities Commission, and I think there's enough of venues to get them back on track, even if a staff person could set up the Zoom, and then they could get into it. Now, obviously, you have to have somebody who's going to manage it as they do. So I would recommend that they use the Turbo, which is by phone, and that can work also, and that's much simpler. And we can do Turbo remote. We don't have to be in City Hall to implement it.
Thank you, John. Alderman Wilson, you had your hand up.
I'm going to yield to.
Okay. Alderwoman Gould.
Good evening, John. Just one question, and it may be a little too early to tell, but I wanted to see if the January property tax payments are on track for this cycle.
Well, we haven't closed out all of January yet, but it looks favorable with the tax receipts to date. So I do not have the final numbers, although the trend looks good. So I can tell you that we'll have that mid-February. So another week we'll have the final numbers for the year, for the January tax season. We did get quite a few from the city's lockbox and through the People's Branch. That's people not coming to City Hall and then safely going to People's Branch, and they could do it by auto or going into the building itself. So there's quite a bit of options now that people are availing themselves to.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Wilson.
Good evening, Mr. Salamone. So the first thing, just kind of a food for thought as we move forward, knowing budget season is coming up, and just to start preparing and I believe we probably will still be with a lot of the COVID restrictions we are now experience or dealing with or using. So the thing that I would want to just for you to kind of explore is ways for the budget process to be a little bit easier and more accessible to individuals that want to chime into the meeting. I think part of we've known over the last year or so, it is tough for individuals to get into the meeting and navigate and listen and all of those things. So I would love for a coordinated effort for individuals to be able to have accessibility that's easier, but also that we can maximize people understanding what's going on with the budget season, as normally this room, of course, would be packed during that time, and that is a high likelihood of not being able to take place. The other thing, Alderwoman Gould already asked the question about taxes, and you've answered that. My other question would be, as we come to our next meeting, I know we have several storms in our path, and an update as to where we are when it comes to funding and expenses towards year to date, as far as dealing with those storms and the impact that they may have on the city. So an update on that at our next meeting would be wonderful. And then the last thing I just have overall is I'm pleased to see that the Senior Center, Youth and Family Services, Human Services, all the work that they've been doing over the last few months to get people scheduled for vaccinations, reaching out to families, but most importantly, I think I want to give a kudos to individuals being creative to allow things to continue to happen. I know the rec department and youth and family services have been very busy being connected to families, students in this community over the last few months and weeks with some creative ideas. So I want to give them kudos. And again, I want to reach out and say, give Jackie kudos for working to keep traditions and events happening in some way or shape or form here in our community, with the St. Patrick's Day Parade being still planned in some way, shape, or form. That is important to know that we're keeping somewhat things alive and going, even in spite of the pandemic. So it's good to see that Norwich is finding ways to be creative. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
If I may, Mayor, I have a little more information I looked up.
Go
There
ahead, John.
actually is an additional Zoom in planning, which Deanna is a frequent user of it, so she kind of administers it, but if necessary, we can use the planning Zoom for non-planning purposes. The other item is that we always assign a city employee to these various boards and commissions. Bridget is the staff assigned to the Disabilities Commission and would or can assist the chair in getting on Zoom and administering it. So that's how we back up on that. So we'll, I think we can accommodate that with a little planning.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Any other concerns, questions from the council? One, I'd just like the council to be aware that the food distributions are still going forward. It did take place this morning. A little cold in the early hours. We did not serve as many families as we did 2 weeks ago, which was over 900. But the Connecticut Food Bank, its intent is to run those every Monday up through the end of March to assist this region with food security. And that address is 28 Stonington Road, right off of Route 2 East. And we want to again thank the Mashantucket Nation for their time and effort. They had to plow that place twice in the last 5 days. And if the schedule keeps going, there'll be more plowing before the next Monday distribution, such as it is. And anyone is welcome to come if you have an opportunity to help. Okay.
Old business resolutions. Number 1, relative to an appointment of an alternate member to the Personnel and Pension Board.
Thank you. Entertain a motion, please. Bring this forward. Alderwoman Miles, second Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Yes, Alderman DeLucia.
I would just like to thank Bob Punch for being willing to step up and fill this vacancy on a very, very important board within the city.
Thank you, sir. Any further comments? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes?
Alderwoman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Bettencourt?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Citizen comment on resolutions.
I declare citizen comment on resolutions on the agenda to be open at this time, and I invite members of the general public who wish to speak to us about the resolutions to dial in at 860-215-8140, followed by the conference ID 403-8191 and the pound key. The line is open. Again, citizen comment is your opportunity to speak to us about items on our agenda. The number to dial in is 860-215-8140, and then when prompted, enter the conference ID 403-8191 and the pound key. Again, the number to call in is 860-215-8140. And when prompted, the conference ID 403-8191 and the pound key. This is our third and final request. If you wish to speak on any items on the agenda, please call in at 860-215-8140, and when prompted, the conference ID 403-8191 and the pound key. At this time, since there are no callers, I declare citizen comment and resolutions to be closed. Thank you.
New business resolutions, number 1. Relative to a reappointment to the Building Code Board of Appeals.
Entertain a motion, please. Alderwoman Miles, second. President Pro Tem Mark Betancourt. Is there discussion? Seeing none, for the benefit of the public, the person being reappointed is Mr. Robert Phoenix. Roll call, please.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Betancourt?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Number 2, relative to an appointment, a reappointment, and an appointment as regular members to the Historic District Commission.
At this motion, please. Alderwoman Wilson, second. Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Again, for the benefit of the public, the person being reappointed as a regular member is Ms. Regan Minor, and the person being appointed as a regular member is Gregory Johnson. Roll call, please.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Betancourt?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Relative to reappointments to the Community Development Advisory Committee.
Motion, please, bring Alderman Wilson, second. Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Again, for the benefit of the public, people being reappointed as regular members, the Community Development Advisory Committee are Les B. King, Mark Marcy, Sean Barnes, and in addition, reappointed as regular members, H. Tucker Braddock and Gemma Fabrice. Roll call.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Betancourt?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Number 4, relative to reappointments to the Norwich Golf Course Authority.
Motion, please, to bring this forward. Alderwoman Miles, second. Alderman Wilson. Is there discussion? For the benefit of the public, there are 9 appointments. Bernard Caulfield, David DiBattista, Michael Driscoll, Susan Dutilli, Raymond Lathrop, Robert Maloff, Richard Padergal, Richard Strauss, and Charles Whitty. Roll call, please.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes?
Alderwoman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Bencourt?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Relative to an appointment to the Eastern Connecticut Regional Tourism District.
Motion, please bring it forward. Alderwoman Gould, second Alderwoman Miles. Is there discussion? Yes, Alderwoman Gould.
I would just like to take this opportunity to thank Angela Adams for her willingness to step up and take the spot of the late Jason Vincent. And I'm sure that she will do an excellent job as our representative to the Eastern Connecticut Regional Tourism District.
Thank you. Is there further discussions? I would just add that I am very grateful for her taking on this task as well. This Eastern Tourism District has almost all chambers of Eastern Connecticut represented on it. Adding ours in, the Greater Norwich Area Chamber of Commerce, I think is a very good thing to do. Thank you. Roll call then.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes?
Alderwoman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Bencourt?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Number 6, relative to the agreement regarding 60 6th Street property.
Motion, please bring it forward. Alderwoman Miles, second Alderman Wilson. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes?
Alderwoman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Bencourt?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Number 7, relative to a conveyance of easement covenants regarding property located at 150, 158, and 162 Scotland Road.
Motion, please, to bring this forward. Alderwoman Miles, second. Alderwoman Gould, please. Is there discussion? Yes, Alderman DeLucia.
I have just a question. So I was looking at the map of this small subdivision, and there's the easement that we're talking about. Like, if you're familiar with this. Sorry, probably should have said that first.
Mike Driscoll, not with the map per se, but with the plans and whatnot.
So the property's being broken into 3 lots along the street. One appears to have a 40-foot right-of-way that goes to the remainder of the property in the back that actually butts up to the properties that front on Whiteman Avenue.
Yes.
Is that 40-foot right-of-way with the easement that we're talking about in these documents?
It's described as you've got the conservation easement area is the second, and I think the Schedule A is the property to be conveyed to the city of Norwich.
Okay, I think that clears it up for me. So, and then at the same time, we are, this is really accomplishing 2 things. We're also putting together a conservation easement.
There are actually 3 things. There's an agreement with respect to the preservation of some existing stone walls.
Yep.
There's the conservation easement, and then there's the conveyance of the right-of-way to the city of Norwich as part of the approval
Okay.
of the subdivision.
All right, yeah, thank you. That helps me understand it much better. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Is there further discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Bettencourt?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
At this time, I'm going to ask the indulgence of the council to not take action on Resolution 8, which was added to our agenda. Following our executive session, it would then be appropriate for us to do so. So I would ask that we go down to new business.
New business ordinance. An ordinance amending Chapter 3, Special Districts by adding Section 3.11 Business Master Plan District, BMPD, to the Norwich zoning regulations.
Thank you. I would ask for a motion to schedule this for public hearing no earlier than April 5th, 2021, and that motion also include waiving the full reading and text of the amendment. Is there such a motion? Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderman Wilson. Again, that is April 5th, 2021. And in that motion also that a referral be made to the following towns of Bosra, Montville, Sprague, Lisbon, Preston, and Franklin, Connecticut, as well as the Southeastern COG, State Department of Energy and Environmental Protection, and the Water Company, otherwise known as Norwich Public Utilities, and the CCP, Commission on the City Plan. That's all one large motion.
Do you agree to that?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
Yes.
Oh, no, I have no questions.
No, you already made the motion, both
I'm
of you.
sorry.
I needed to get the rest of that in.
Oh,
Wilson and Gould made it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Roll call, please.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miles?
yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Bettencourt?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Thank you. Alderwoman Gould.
I hereby move pursuant to Connecticut General Statute, Section 1-200, subsection 6, that the members of the Norwich City Council go into executive session for the purpose of discussing the acquisition or disposition of real estate or interest in real estate when publicly regarding the site and the acquisition or disposition of interest in the same would adversely impact the price of the same, and to review preliminary drafts of proposals in the development and use of the property. The council having determined that the public interest in withholding such documents clearly outweighs the public interest in disclosure at this time, and to review commercial or financial information given in confidence not required by statute. City Manager John Salamone, Finance Director Josh Pothier, Director of Planning Deanna Rhodes, Chair of the Harbor Commission Tucker Braddock, Attorney Mark Block, and Corporation Counsel Michael Driscoll shall be asked to participate during all or portions of this executive session at the request of the council. I hereby further move, pursuant to Connecticut General Statute Section 1-200, subsection 6, that the members of the Norwich City Council continue in executive session for the purpose of discussing strategy and negotiations with respect to pending claims or litigation. City Manager John Salamone, Finance Director Josh Pothier, Human Resources Director Bridget Marks, Chief of Police Patrick Daly, Corporation Counsel Michael E. Driscoll, and Attorney David Monastersky, Litigation Counsel, shall be asked to participate during all or portions of this executive session at the request of the City Council.
Is there a second? Alderman Wilson. Roll call, please.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Bettencourt?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Claire just texted me.
You're all set? Okay, I would ask for a motion for the council to come back to order. Let records show that no votes were taken. Alderwoman Miles, second Alderwoman Gould. Roll call, please.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Benford?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. At this time, we'll return to our agenda. Resolution 8, please.
Relative to a separation of employment of a city employee.
Motion, please, from the floor to move it forward. Alderwoman Miles, second Alderwoman Gould. Seeing as there's no discussion, a roll call, please.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Benford?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn by Alderwoman Gould. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderwoman Miles.
Do we have a new business order?
We did that.
We did that. Yeah, we did all that. Yes. Roll call, please. Motion to adjourn.
Alderman DeLucia?
Yes.
Alderwoman Miles?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
President Pro Tem Benford?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. We are adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.